believe it, you can have it today. And once you have it, you can conquer the world. Doesn't matter what they say, cause they don't believe.
Hello students, so welcome to yet another lesson. So in this lesson we continue with our topic that we've been looking at this week, that is geometric progression. Now, in the previous lesson we looked at how we can find the nth term. We also looked at how we can find the common ratio. We also looked at how we can find the geometric mean. Now, in today's lesson, we'll only concentrate on how to find the sum, how to find the variable, and also how to find the infinity or the sum to infinity. Now, come with me, let us look at a few examples. By the time we are done, you'll be good to go. Okay. Now, first of all, you need to master the formulas. Now, you need to know these formulas. Okay, so for this formula, normally they give you in an exam. Okay, so this is the paper 2 topic. This formula you are given in an exam. Okay, this one you need to know it. Even this one you need to know it. Now, let us see how we can use these formulas to calculate. Okay, find what is being asked in the question. So, our first example says, first 3 terms of a geometric progression or a GP are m minus 2, m minus m plus 1, and also m plus 7. Now, they want us to find the value of m, find the r, of course r we mean the common ratio, also find the sum of the first 6 terms, and also find the infinity. Now, let's see the solution. Okay, so the first one, A, we're finding the value of m. Now, how do we find the value of m? We use this formula. Okay, finding a variable. So we're going to say second term divided by the first term is equal to third term divided by the second term. Okay, so we've been given this m minus 2, and we have m plus 1, and also m plus 7. Okay, so we have been given these 3 terms. So this is your first term, and this is your second term, and there you have your third term. Now, all what you need to do here is to replace these in your formula. Okay, so this is the formula that we use when you're finding the missing variable. So we're going to say second term. Our second term is m plus what? M plus 1. M plus 1 over, what is our first term? Our first term is m minus 2 equal to the third term is this one, m plus 7 over, what is our second term? We said our second term is m plus 1. Okay, so you have replaced in your formula. The next thing that you do, you cross multiply. Okay, you cross multiply. So therefore, we're going to say this times this and this times this. So we say m plus 1 in the brackets, it is being multiplied by m plus 1. This times this. To be equal to, we have m minus 2 in brackets, and also m plus 7. Okay? Hope you're following. Now, when we reach at this step, what do? We break the brackets. Okay? Mind you, brackets means what? Multiplication. So we break the brackets here. So we are going to say m times m. We multiply this with whatever is in the bracket. This m times what is in the brackets, and the 1 also times this. So m times m, it gives us m squared. Okay? Plus m times 1, it is what? M. Okay, we'll continue. 1 times m, it is plus m. 1 times 1, that is plus 1. We have broken the brackets there. We go also the other side again, we do the same. Okay? M times m, it gives us m squared. M times 7 should be plus 7m. Okay, we go to negative 2 times m. This will be negative 2m. Negative 2 times positive 7. That will be negative 14, because negative times positive, it is negative. Okay, so when we reach here now, we work it out. So this will be m squared. M plus m, it means it's the same as 1 plus 1. So this will give us plus 2m plus 1 will be equal to m squared. Now, negative 7m minus 2. So here we subtract. So we're going to have plus 5m minus 14. Okay, so when we reach there, what do? We collect the like terms. So now follow me carefully. So we have m squared. When this m jumps the equal sign, it will become minus m squared. Okay? So here what we have, and then we are going to say plus 1. When this negative 14 jumps the equal sign, it will be plus what? Plus 14. It will be equals to 5m. When this positive 2m crosses the equal sign, it will become negative 2 what? Negative 2m. So there, you have collected your like terms. Okay? Follow me carefully. When you reach this point now, you work it out. So m squared minus m squared is the same as what? A 0. So that one, just let it go. So we have 1 plus 14. Okay? We come this side. So 1 plus 14, it gives us a 15 here. So this will be equal to 5m minus 2m. That will give us what? A 3m. Okay? So to find the value of m there, we need to make m the subject. What do? We divide both sides by what? By 3. Both sides by 3. So this 3 and that 3 will cancel. So remain with m is equal to 3 into 15. Gives you a 5. Okay, so that is how we find the missing what? Variable. So we have found the value of m. We have answered the A. Let us go to B. Find the R. R, that is the common ratio. Okay? So our B. Common ratio, the way we find the common ratio, the formula is equals, common ratio is equals to term 2 divided by term what? By term 1. Okay? That is how we find the common ratio. So this will be equals to, what is our first term? This is our second term, or term 2. So second term is m plus what? 1 over, the first term is m minus what? Minus 2. So we know that the value of m is equals to 5. So where is m? We are replacing with 5. So this will be equal to 5 plus 1 over 5 minus 2. So this will be equal to 5 plus 1 gives us a 6 over 5. We take away 2, it gives us a 3. So therefore, our common ratio, our R, is going to be what? 2. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay, let us move. We go to C. They want us to find the sum of the first 6 terms. Now, finding the sum, we use this formula. Sn is equals to A, open brackets, 1 minus R power n over 1 minus R. So let us write our formula on C. Say, sum of the terms is equals to A, open brackets, 1 minus R power n over 1 minus R. Okay, so where is the n here? What do you put? You're going to put what? The 6. Okay? Because you're finding the sum of the 6, what? The first 6 terms. So where is n? You put 6. This will be equal to, the A is the first term. Okay? So what is the first term in this what? In this our GP. The first term, we just say 5 minus what? 2. So the first term is what? Is the 3. So here we are going to put what? 3, open brackets, 1 minus, your R is 2, there, common ratio. So we put 2 there, to the power of what? Of 6. The n is 6. So where is n? We put 6. So this is over 1 minus, the R is 2. Like that. I hope that you are following. So say the sum of the first 6 terms will be equal to, now we're going to punch this on the calculator. We punch it on the calculator. So we're going to say, if look at this, you say 3, you open brackets, and then we say 1 minus what? 2 to the power of what? Of 6, and then we cross the brackets. This will be equals negative 189. So this will give us a negative 189 over, from 1 we take away 2, that would be what? Negative 1. Okay, so therefore the sum of the first 6 terms will equal to this negative, and that negative will cancel. So 1 into 189, it will give us 189. You have found your what? Your answer. So that is how you calculate the sum of the what? Of the terms that you are given. Let us move. We go to D. D, we are being told to find the sum to infinity. Okay? So sum to infinity, this is our formula. This is the formula for sum to infinity. So we say sum to infinity. This is the symbol for sum to infinity. Say the first term, which is A, over 1 minus the common what? Ratio. So our sum to infinity will be equal to, what is the first term? Our first term is 3. Say over 1. Our common ratio is what? Is a 2. This is our R. Is a 2. You just replace. Okay? So therefore, sum to infinity will be equals to, this is 3 over, from 1 you take away 2, you have negative 1. Therefore, your sum to infinity will be negative 1 into 3, that will give us a negative 3. Like that. Okay, so that is how you calculate. Let us go and look at the second example. Okay. Okay, so example number 2. In the geometric progression, third term is 16 and the fifth term is 4. Calculate the first term and common ratio and also the sum to infinity. Now, when you look at this question, we have been given the what? The third term, which is 16, and also the fifth term, which is what? A 4. Now, we don't have the first term, we don't have the second term, we have the what? Third term, which is 16. We don't have the fourth term, but we have the what? The fifth term, which is 4. Now, for us to find the first term, when you're given a question where some terms are missing, okay? Where they are omitting some terms, what do you do? So we use this simple formula. We say first term common ratio over first term common ratio. Now, here what do you do? Here we're going to get the bigger what? Term. So what is the bigger term? The bigger term that you have been given here is the fifth term. So this is the fifth term, and this is the third term. So we'll say to the power of 5, and here you say to the power of what? Of 3. So this will be equal. Now, what is your fifth term? Your fifth term is 4. So over. What is your third term? Our third term is 16. So we say 16 there. Okay. So we cancel out what is the similar. So this A and that A is going to do what? It's going to cancel. Okay. So we come this side. So therefore, we're going to have what? Now, when you go back to indices, when the variables are the same, what do you do when you're dividing and then the variables are the same? You subtract the what? The powers. So here, we're going to have R. From 5 you take away 3, it will be what? 2. This will be equals, okay, I hope that you have understood there. So 4 there is what? It's 1. 4 in 16, it's 4. So here we're going to have 1 over what? 1 over 4. Now, to get rid of this 2, we square root. Okay? Square root. So that will go to remain with the common ratio will be equals to the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 4 is what? Is 2. So there, you have 1 over 2. This can also be written in a decimal, which is 0.5. Okay, 0.5 as a decimal. So that is our common ratio. Now we have found our R. So let us go and find the first term. Okay. So how do we find the first term? How do we find the first term? We use the formula for finding a term. So which is Tn equals to n r n minus what? Minus 1. Okay. So we're going to say T. Now here we can either, for us to find the first term, we can either use the fifth term or we can use the what? The third term. You can pick any of the two. Okay. So let's say we use the fifth term. So we're going to say we pick the fifth term, which is equals, we don't know A. We don't know the first term. That's what we want to find. Our R is what? Is this. So we're going to use the decimal, which is 0.5. Okay. So where there's n here, what are we going to put? We're going to put 5. So 5 minus 1. What you have put here is what you put also there. So we're going to say the fifth term is equal to, say, A in brackets 0.5. 5 take away 1, remain with what? With 4. Now, when you reach at this point, here where there is the fifth term, what is your fifth term? Our fifth term is what? Is 4. So we're going to say 4 is equals to, okay, now we work out this. When we work out that, we say, open the bracket, okay, hope you're able to see here, 0.5v, we cross the bracket to the power of what? Of 4. Equals, so we have 0.0625. Okay, so this will be A 0.0625. We do like that. Now we need A here, so we divide both sides by 0.0625. Even here we divide by 0.0625. So this will cancel. Here we have A will be equals to, so now there I say 4 divided by 0.0625. What is it giving us? It is giving us 64. Hope you're able to see. So our first term is 64. There. So that is how you find the common ratio and also the first term. When they are omitting the terms, you just use this simple formula. Okay. Let's go to the next question where we are finding the sum to infinity. Okay. So we use the formula of finding sum to infinity. So B, we're going to say our sum to infinity will be equals to A over 1 minus what? The ratio. Okay. So there, our sum to infinity will be equals to, what is our first term? A stands for first term. The first term that we have found here is 64. So there we are going to put 64 over 1 minus, what is our common ratio? It is 0.5. 0.5 or 1 over 2. Okay. Now decimals are easier to use. So we say our sum to infinity will be equals to, we have 64 over, when you punch 1, you take away 0.5 to give you what? 0.5. So the answer is 0.5. So therefore, say sum to infinity will be, so we say 64 we divide by 0.5. What is the answer? 128. So our sum to infinity is 128. Okay, as simple as that. So students, that is how we work out the sum, finding the sum, and also finding the missing variable, and also finding the sum to infinity. That is how we deal with the questions. So this was an exam question for 2020 in 10. So go through this video, rewind it, pause it, and solve the same question so that you get the concept. Thank you very much for watching.